Well, I want to tell you about my 15 minutes of fame on Judge Judy's national program. Hi, I'm John McNeil, and this is the Invest Strong Network. Welcome. So it is 2019, and I'm operating a small bed and breakfast here in Houston, as Invest Strong viewers know. And I uh, encountered an incident which landed myself and one of my guests on Judge Judy's nationally syndicated program. Now, her court TV show is actually going out. It's gone out of production after 25 seasons, and so I thought this was a great time to go back, look at that particular case, how it all developed, and how Brother John ended up on national television pleading his case. All right. So it's 2019 early, and I received a reservation from this gentleman from Dallas. Now, he tells me that he's coming into Houston. There's an engagement that he's a part of, and it's a 4 night engagement. And so he booked 4 days here. And okay, fine. Use one of the online reservation systems, HomeAway, VRBO. Okay, no problem. So, with the day of his arrival, I'm actually at work. And so he calls me at work. I prefer to actually greet all of my guests personally, but I just was not able to on that particular day. So I give him entry instructions from remote. He then tells me that he has a trailer that's attached to a truck because he will need to prepare food for 40 people for this engagement. And he wants to use my kitchen to do that. Now, I immediately let him know several things. First of all, the secured parking in the garage is for one vehicle only. And so if he has the truck and the trailer, one he could put in the garage, the other he's going to have to put in visitor parking on the street. That's one. Also, mine is obviously a residential kitchen. This thing is not designed for industrial or commercial food production. You need to use this to prepare food for 40 people. No way, right? And now he then pleaded his case, saying that, oh no, he doesn't have to do very much cooking, that he's just assembling food and delivering it to the site. Now, I told him, with even with that being the case, the amount of time that this is going to take is going to uh, deprive my other guests of the right to use the kitchen, and they have the same right that he does. He promised that he would be up early in the morning, arrange everything, be out the door before any of the other guests wake up. So if that's going to be the case, I let him slide on that, provided he pay a slight utility upcharge, right, for the water and all the other stuff he was going to have to use. And I would give it a trial run for the first night. All right. So I'm coming home from work. I receive another phone call from him that the garage door has been damaged. So I ask him, how did the garage door get damaged? Well, here's the deal. I had given him instructions to park one or the other, either the truck or the trailer in the garage, and then the other in visitor parking. He did not do that. He left the two attached to each other, and he put the truck in the garage with the hitch of the trailer crossing the threshold of the garage. Another guest of mine was returning from work. She engages the garage door from remote, expecting the garage door to go up. Instead, the garage door comes down on top of the trailer hitch, and it just snaps the garage door in two. Right. So I'm shocked when I get home, and obviously I'm furious because I had given him instructions and he didn't follow the instructions, and plus he kind of misled me on this whole thing to begin with. And but he was very apologetic, and he felt bad about what happened. He vowed to make everything right, and he did need to continue to get the food ready for his engagement in a few hours time, because at this point it's near midnight and he needed to be up early in the morning. So I calmed down. He said he was going to, he was going to take care of it. So I had a 24-hour garage repair shop come out, look at it, give me an estimate. The estimate, $500. No, forgive me, $800. And when he heard that $800 number, he began to moonwalk away from his commitment to make everything right. Didn't say no, but he began to get hesitant. And I did notice that. Okay, so the garage door guys could not put on the new door that night. They had to actually pick it up from the supply warehouse, but they could do it in the morning. Okay, so they come back in the morning. Now, by that time, he had completed the preparation for his engagement. He loads up the truck and the trailer, and then he tells me, "Oh, I think I'll just go ahead and depart right now." And I said, "Wait a minute, sir. You promised me you would take care of the garage door, right? And these guys are coming in just a few hours time to put on that new garage door." "Oh no, hey, I'm not gonna do that, and I don't have the money, and I just know." But I tell you what, we'll go through the insurance, right? I have insurance on the truck and the trailer, and we'll go through the insurance, and you can file a claim, and they'll make you whole. Now, I was very reluctant to do this. I had other guests here. I had even more reservations coming. I didn't really want to take a long time to get this done. But if that's what it's going to come to, okay, fine. We'll go through the insurance. Although you did say that you would take care of it, but we'll go through the insurance. Okay, fine. So he leaves. These guys come. They put on the garage door, no brand spanking new garage door. I pay them the $800 out of pocket, and so I have a nice spanking new garage door. Okay, so I called this guy and I said, "Hey, okay, can you please give me the name of your insurance company and the policy number so I can file a claim?" Right? Never returned my call. Right? Never returned any of my texts. In fact, this guy just disappeared after he left. Right? So now I'm beginning to stew for a bit, and I'm like, well, what do I do here? I could try to sue him, or maybe he'll come through. I don't know. So I let it go. I tried to contact him for over 2 months. Nothing. Zero. He would not return any phone calls, any texts, anything. So at that time, I decided to go an unusual route. I filed for one of the court TV shows. Why? Judge Judy. Why not? Okay, so I did apply there. I also applied at Judge Faith and also Judge Mathis. Why? What do you know? Two of them returned immediately my request. Judge Judy's show and Judge Mathis. Okay, so they gave me the instructions to go and officially file the case at the local small claims court, which I did. So I went and filed the case there, and they then picked it up from the small claim court. They got in contact with my guest, right, and tracked him down. I don't know how they got him, because see, the information he gave me, I come to find out the address was not an apartment that he said, but was actually a drop box at a UPS store. That was his official address of record that he was using. Absolutely true. But they were able to track him down and convince him to come on the show. And they asked me if I could convince my witness, the lady who engaged the garage door, to come and testify to what happened. Called her, she agreed to do it. Touchdown. All right. So the show, basically, the producers called me and asked me to turn over all of the paperwork, all of the connections and contacts I had with this guy, any communications, turn it over to them. I did that. And then they also wanted records for the payment for the new garage door. I provided that. And so they paid for a round ticket for myself and my witness from Houston Hobby Airport to Los Angeles, where the program is produced, and bought us a nice hotel room, really, really nice, actually. And so we showed up the next morning to actually tape the program. All right. So, but before we actually walked into the studio, which was obviously converted into a courtroom for the setting. The producers had assigned quite a bit of paperwork. Okay, fine, we did that. But then the producer mentioned something very interesting. She said, Mr. McNeil, it may seem as if Judy is not going to rule in your behalf, but don't let her get away with that. If you believe you're in the right, I need you to raise your hand and get animated, and you tell her that she's wrong and that she needs to hear you out in all its details. Now, I thought that was a rather odd statement because I mean, here you have this woman with basically half a century of legal and judicial experience, and you have myself, a rather peon waiter slash small bed and breakfast owner who knows almost nothing about the law. So why would I insist that that her ruling or her impression be wrong? Why would I do that? But then, of course, it dawned on me this is TV. And so, it's got to have some kind of excitement to it, right? Anyway, so then we're called into the to the courtroom itself. Officer Bird, by the way, that guy is huge, right? He's like 6'5", 6'6", something like that. Much bigger in person than he is on TV, right? And in fact, they elevate her bench to put them at eye level, right? And because she's actually rather diminutive. And so when they elevate the bench, they're on eye level. But he's a very nice man. Very, very nice. So is she, as a matter of fact. Anyway, so we had a grand total of 12 minutes before her, right? And basically she started off talking to him and grilling him. And then she pivoted to me. I actually only spoke for like maybe 2 minutes. And then she had my witness come and recount her experience, and that was it. She listened to this guy's nonsense claims and how he was trying to weasel out of doing what he said he was going to do, and how he didn't feel he was responsible for the damage that he caused. She just dismissed all of his stuff out of hand. In fact, really just kind of tore him up. I mean, I was basically just kind of standing there with my arms folded as she just ripped this guy apart, right? And then she said granted me my judgment of $800, which in fact the show paid for, and they also paid both myself, my witness, and actually the defendant an appearance fee for showing up. And so that ended my case. Gave some final comments. Then my witness and I were provided a back return trip to Houston via Las Vegas, which was nice. And so that was it. All right. By the way, that case number is season 23, case 256, if you're interested in viewing it in her archives. And I would encourage you to do that. It's really interesting. That's season 23, episode 256. All right. Now, here's the lesson. And this is how it's relevant to the whole Invest Strong platform. Operating my small B&B, it taught me how it is critically important to retain all records. Keep those records, keep good records, and because you just never know at what time those records will need to be resurrected in court, right? Keep good records. Also, it is wise to, if you're operating a bed and breakfast or a small hotel or whatever, it is really wise to ask for a deposit, right? Demand a deposit and demand contact information, current and valid contact information for your guest, right? That's one of the lessons I learned, and I really am so profoundly blessed that that program took up my case, because the reality was I was never going to get any semblance of justice from that guy through the regular court system, right? Because I needed to have him served. There was virtually no way to serve him since I didn't have an accurate address for him. And even if he was served and showed up and I got my verdict, in the state of Texas anyway, there's almost no way to make him pay, right? And so I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank Judge Shineland and her producers, her entire staff. And I did this actually back at the time, but I'll do it again publicly now. Uh, Thank you so much for what you did, for me. It has brought myself and many, many other persons some semblance of justice and wholeness from jokers who otherwise would have basically gotten away scot free from for hurting or ripping off small business owners or friends and relatives or neighbors. And I really appreciate that. All right, so that's my 15 minutes of fame on Judge Judy show. Hope you found it interesting. And again, that case number, it's season 23, case 256. Please look it up. All right. Thank you so much, my friends. Smash that like button if you found this interesting. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you much. Do it for me. Also, if you've had an experience on Judge Judy or some other program, let me know. Love to hear it, right? And of course, subscribe to Invest Strong. I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much, and good blessings.